But before we wrap this up, I want to real quickly with you go through the card for this Saturday's Crown Jewel in Perth, and I want to get your predictions.
Okay, let's do it.
So let me wind this back here. Okay. So, just kind of starting off, they haven't announced the match order, so I just kind of put the card in the
Yeah,
order
yeah.
that logically made sense to me. So
hmm
Rhea Ripley and Io Sky versus the Kabuki Warriors. Who you got?
Man, the Kabuki Warriors have been on a tear lately. Mind you, too, I'm not the most adamant watcher of Raw and SmackDown, but I try to keep in touch. I feel like the Kabuki Warriors have been looking really good, but it's one of those things where it could go either way too, because both Rhea and Io have had a great year, and they're still pretty like they got a lot of energy behind them too as baby faces. So it's one of those things that could go to either way. I'm gonna go with the Kabuki Warriors just because like they just came back,
Yeah,
so maybe
yeah.
get some heat on them.
Uh, I'm I'm thinking the same, and I'm actually thinking the Kabukis are going to win it based on what I think is a likely heel turn from Io Sky.
Mm,
Because
interesting.
they've been doing this sort of an undercurrent storyline about family among these Asian women.
Okay.
So yeah, so I think we're going to see a heel turn from Io.
Interesting. Oh man.
John Cena and AJ Styles. This one I think has the potential to steal the show.
hmm Let me just say this real quick side tangent. I have so much I want
Okay.
to say about this John Cena 2025 run, and I'm sure so many of other people have said things that I feel like I'm very strongly about this because John Cena, like I liked him when everybody hated him, and I know, it's
Hmm.
so revolutionary to say, but like genuinely, he's always been one of my favorite performers. Surprisingly, from an in-ring perspective, he's very nuanced. Um, and funny enough, too, one of my favorite, if you had to ask me like top 10 WWE matches of all time, number one is John Cena and AJ Styles at Royal Rumble 2017 for the title. I think that's the greatest WWE match of all time, just from an in-ring perspective, from a storytelling perspective.
Hmm.
That's just me. As far as this goes, I really think Cena's going over because there's no way. Like since he dropped the title to Cody at SummerSlam, like it's just been a sinking ship for John. And I get it,
Yeah.
he's on his way out. He wants to put people over. Um, but like I don't think AJ like it's going to be an amazing match, like you said, it's going to
Oh
steal the
yeah.
show. But I don't really think AJ, and I mean this with all due respect, like there's not a lot he can get out of this win. But
Right.
Cena needs a little bit of steam going into the Washington D.C. match, and that's just
Yeah.
me. So
Uh, ab-
love to hear your
uh, I
thoughts.
I absolutely agree. After what happened with him and Lesnar, I mean, I can't see them wanting to have him lose two in a row. And
Mhm.
like you said, AJ gains nothing by a win here. So I mean, I agree with you. I think Cena wins, but I think this is going to be a heck of a match.
Right, right, and I'm glad it's happening. It
Oh,
sucks
for
though,
sure.
because AJ hasn't had exactly the best couple of years either. Like from an in-ring perspective, he knocks it out of the park every time. But it's just kind of feel like you have AJ Styles, like the TNA guy that I still refer to him as, like the
Yeah.
guy in your company, and they still haven't used him to his full potential, and that really bothers me. But then again, too, like this Cena reign or this Cena run, has just been nothing short. I feel of just completely backfired, and you might
Yeah.
disagree.
No,
Um,
I agree. I think
yeah, yeah.
it's unfortunate the way it's been handled from the start.
Right, right.
So
And I have so much I want to say about it, but let's just move on before I get into an hour-long conversation about it.
Agreed.
Oh
So
yeah,
the Crown Jewel Women's Championship, Tiffany Stratton versus Stephanie Vaquer. Who you
I
got?
think I think Stephanie Vaquer's got it. She just
I
won the
do too.
title. Yeah, she just won the title. She's, they're positioning her for a reason. I think Tiffany's kind of been like, you know, um, again, I haven't been watching really SmackDown lately, much of it. So, but I did see that Stephanie did win the women's world championship. And I saw that maybe they're thinking about wrapping up Tiffany's title reign soon.
Yeah.
I remember a couple weeks ago, might have been fake, because that's what fake reporting in wrestling. What? Never. I saw I saw that maybe she might be hurt. So I don't know if that's true or not. So anybody in the chat can correct me. But I think not only that, I think Stephanie Vaquer needs it. She just won the championship. Um, and if you're gonna put the rocket on her, you need a big win like that because she's still a big name. She's still got a lot of steam behind her, so that would mean a lot for Stephanie and her direction going forward too. So,
Absolutely. I mean, like you, I definitely think Stephanie wins this. Mostly because, I mean, she's still fairly new to the main roster, and she's been, they've basically strapped a rocket to her, and
mhm,
I just feel like another high profile win like this to sort of further solidify herself would be a good move.
right, right. No, you hit the nail on the head. So, great.
And then the Crown Jewel Men's Championship, Cody
Man.
Rhodes and Seth Rollins. This one, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give kind of my thought on this first. I see one of two things happening here.
Hmm.
One, I see Randy Orton getting involved,
Uh-huh.
seeming to help Cody, but then hitting him with an RKO,
Right.
or Punk getting involved in order to take something away from Seth that he really wants.
Yeah.
But of the two options, I'm actually going to say Seth wins by virtue of Orton to basically spin Cody off into the feud everybody's been wanting with Randy
Right.
Orton.
Hmm.
What do you
Yeah, this
think?
is it again, it could go either way. I know, like, Seth and his stable still are a top thing on Raw. I saw that Roman Reigns returned for like the seventh time this year,
Yeah,
last week. So, I don't know if they're trying to insert Roman into it too. I know CM Punk. I remember everybody was like going gaga over AJ Lee returning, which is I can understand why. That was a huge moment. So I don't know if they want still get stuff out of that too. But yeah, like, you know, Randy, I don't necessarily know if it will be because it's Randy Orton. Like, people gonna boo him? No. Um, he could certainly, like, they set up for it on. I saw like the thumbnail on SmackDown that he like helped Cody or something like that. So they're definitely teasing it. Otherwise, they wouldn't air it.
right.
Um, so I know for sure something's there, and it looks like it's gonna go in that way. But it comes down to who needs to win. Like, I sound like a broken record, but who needs to win more? And that's tough because um, both these guys are really in their A game right now. Um, so man, I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna go with Seth winning this by like a
Yeah,
squeaker. Like he just barely wins it, just so that way, like if they want to do something with Punk, um, Seth's got some heat on him for going over on Cody. And then, as you mentioned, if Randy were to interfere and they were to go in that trajectory, that storyline would have some heat. So makes sense. you know. Also too, maybe maybe a little bit of a hot take, which by the way, Matt, I have a lot of wrestling hot takes, and that's one of my favorite things I get to discuss. Not often because I'm not around wrestlers as much. So if at any point, you know, offline or online, you want to talk, like I love talking wrestling, so I'd love to talk to you
Oh,
again
absolutely,
whenever.
man. Um,
But
oh
sorry, go
no,
ahead.
no, no. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right, sorry. But yeah, no, maybe a hot take. I don't know. I hate when WWE does like the champion versus champion thing. And especially with the Saudi shows, like I feel like it's such a like they've done it with every single Saudi show going all the way back to 2018 when they first started doing them. And I understand why, because they really want to wow this market and really get in the big bucks. But I feel like every Saudi show has like this artificially created like big moment, whether it's
Hmm.
Undertaker coming back, Shawn Michaels coming back, you know, this big giant Royal Rumble that only ever happened once and Braun Strowman won it. Like, um, I feel like it's artificially hyped.
It is.
And part of that is the champion versus champion match. Um, Quick side note, I remember back in 2019, the night after WrestleMania 35, which by the way was one of my least favorite WrestleManias. Um, I remember they teased Kofi and Seth Rollins title for title literally the night after they both won it. And everybody, like, I remember the comments being like, no, no, that's terrible. I never understood, you know, the whole champion versus champion thing. Like, keep them, like, let them do their own thing. Like, every once in a while, sure, you know, or if you want to do like, if you're altering the brands or the shows, like they've done X amount of times, and you want to consolidate the titles or split them apart again, like, you know, whatever. But I just I don't think anything ever good comes out of a champion versus champion match when it's two world titles going at
Yeah.
it, except in some rare circumstances, you know what I mean? Um, I don't think it pays off the way that they think. Because in one way or another, like you either gotta really fucking overbook it, like all these different people getting involved, so that way you protect the other champion losing, or it makes the other champion look weak. Like how many matches can you name? You know, not off the top of your head, but like I'm sure you can think vaguely of like two champions going at it, and then one just looks like a total
Yeah.
fool, you
Yeah.
know, in defeat. And it like it not just devalues them, but it devalues the belt
Yeah.
too.
It does.
And it's like there's no good. You can't convince me otherwise. There's no good that comes out of a situation like that,
Agreed.
you know.
Agreed. And you
So,
know, hot, hot take from my end. I,
all right.
you know, I understand it's a great money thing, but I hate WWE being in bed with the Saudis.
Yeah, 100%.
I
100%.
really do. I really don't like that partnership,
Right.
but
Right.
it is what it
Um
is.
yeah, unfortunately, like I at first, like when it was like Saudi Arabia of all people, like of all people, all governments, all nations. At first, I was like, not with Saudi Arabia itself, but I remember in 2017 specifically, like when WWE was doing the India thing when Jinder Mahal was
Hmm.
champion, and they did that India tour. I thought that was really
Yeah.
cool. And now they're doing it with like France, they're doing it with Germany, they're doing it with you know, like they're having more of a global presence. And maybe it's just me as a global affairs major. I don't know, but I'm passionate about this stuff. Um, there is so like I'm willing to say there's more fans outside of the US than there are in the US of wrestling. Why would you never want to give these people a taste?
Exactly.
You know, like so on the one hand, like is it good that WWE's tapping into making it a global brand and bringing their unique experience to people all over the world? That's amazing. I think it should happen more often. I think they should go to Southeast Asia. I think they should go to. I know they did one show in Australia, and that was
Yep.
it. You know, they should like. I want them to do shows in Africa and South America. Like I'm talking like televised pay-per-view events. You know, like the one they did in Puerto Rico. Awesome, right? The crowd was on fucking fire too. Um, so if that doesn't scream at them, hey, do this more often, I don't know what it does. But Saudi Arabia of all countries,
Yeah.
Like, first of all, yeah, the whole blood money thing, because it's like a genuinely oppressive
Yeah.
regime. It's an authoritarian monarchy, and they've done some very, very, very questionable things. And to I remember it was like a month before the first Crown Jewel where they murdered that
Yep.
journalist, and everybody was up in arms about it for a good reason. So, moral implications aside from having a partnership with a nation who may have not, y- you know, that doesn't exactly have the best track record with human
Yeah.
rights. Um, it's also just, man, dude, like so many of the shows were just bad. Like
Yep.
it feels like bullying at this point. But I like the Undertaker Goldberg match. Like, what else you got to say? That was a Saudi
Yeah.
match. And you know, I might sound like a what culture video at this point. Like Goldberg versus Fiend. Shane McMahon winning that championship way back when. Undertaker Goldberg. DX versus Brothers of Destruction. Um, like I don't know. Those are just the things that are like I can. There's at least a bad match every Saudi
Oh,
show,
for sure. And
and
I mean, if you're gonna do the shows in Saudi, don't let the Saudis book it. I mean, because
no,
I mean, uh,
no, no.
because the results suck.
Right. Well, look, they booked Kane's mask flying off in the middle of the
Yeah.
match. You know? Yeah, that was bad. That was like I was because like I said, going back to when I was a kid, I was such an Undertaker fan growing up. I loved Kane too. Seeing those two back at it, especially after Shawn Michaels coming out of retirement, like that dude had the perfect retirement match with Taker at WrestleMania
Yep.
26. Him coming out of retirement for that match with getting Saudi Arabia
Yeah.
money and, like them just botching like Undertaker, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Kane, that's like combined 100 years of wrestling experience
Yeah.
right there. How they put that match together and how it came out that way baffles me. And the cherry on top is that Kane's mask just fell
Yeah.
off. Like just for no reason, just fell
Yep.
off. you
What
know?
what can you do? I mean,
What can
Yep.
you do,
Yep.
right?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Maybe usurp power in WWE and say, "All right, I'm in charge now.
Yeah.
No more Saudi
Yep.
shows."
Yep. Yep. Yep.
But one can dream, right?
Absolutely.
So
Well, hey, man, thank you for your time. This has been an absolute blast. And, I definitely look forward to collaborating again. I mean,
absolutely, Matt.
this has just been such a treat. And
Matt, the pleasure and honor was all mine. Not enough nice words I can give you right now for this opportunity. Really talking with you and figuring out what a cool guy that you are and
likewise.
really just kicking
Yeah.
it. Yeah, like just kicking it about something that I'm just uber passionate in to the point where like sorry guys at home if you see my room, but like I don't know if you could see that right up there to the point where I split my head open in the match. Granted it was on accident from a top rope crossbody of all things. Um but like that's going to be there forever and I would have it no other way because I love wrestling that much. I love being a performer. I love talking about this, even if it's doing predictions. I love this sport. I love this entertainment. I live for it. I breathe for it, and I bled for it. And it's my greatest honor whenever I get to talk about it with dudes who are as knowledgeable as you. So consider this, again, just nothing short of an absolute pleasure and an honor, Matt. So thank you.
Well, man, the feeling on that is completely mutual.